Alright, let's get into it. So, news for today, being Saturday 9th, May 2020. So, jump on in. Wow, this is a very brief article compared to some of the others I've seen. So, Gung Ho's new game Ninja, which they had the open beta, I believe, for multiplayer recently, is being delayed to July 21st due to COVID. Another just one of those things. Just be aware it's going to be delayed, basically. This one's a bit bigger. So, another cancellation because of COVID. I feel like that's a lot of my news stuff these days. Unexpected in a way. COVID is preventing TGS happening, which is the last one. I think that is the last big event, and we were waiting for it. It was just, how long was it going to be? And yeah, TGS is usually a little bit later. Like, yeah, you see it's held usually from September. So it looks like they were just trying holding off the best they can to make sure that they could actually confirm whether or not yes, no, they were doing it. But the good thing about this announcement compared to the others is they announced that it's not only cancelled, they've also announced straight into they're going to be doing a digital conference. Like they're just going straight digital. They'll do all their reveals and stuff like that. If you haven't watched TGS before, it actually is covered quite well digitally already. There's a lot of they not only have a lot of show floor stuff like similar to like well, the equivalent of Japanese Comic-Con. They have a lot of digital stuff there. They have a lot of small companies doing their own thing. So Japan's actually already on the way to doing that stuff. It's just how segmented it might be. So we'll see how the governing body of the TGS show actually tries to present this, but I think they'll do a pretty good job with it myself. So yeah, just stay tuned to that. We're not going to miss out any gaming news. That's the big thing that I have to keep repeating. As much as all of this is happening, we will be getting our gaming news. Games will still come out. They might just be slightly delayed, but they will still try and market themselves. Games do not sell without marketing, so you will still get all your E3s and TGSs and PAXs and things. So, yeah. Alright, this one is a news that people were expecting. This one was just a matter of time. New Horizons is the highest selling game in the series, but it's not only that, it is now the highest selling game of the year. It is the best selling game of the year. An Animal Crossing game is the best selling game of the year. I feel like I just need to repeat that. Yeah, they've pointed out it's already past Pokemon Sword and Shield. But yeah, it's only been out for like a month and it's already done so well. So, and it will probably continue to do even better. So, as the Switch stocks come in, more of them will be sold. I would imagine that when we get to about halfway through the year, when certain sales occur, we're probably going to see even more. So, congrats to the team. They did a fantastic job. This one's just another sales. There's lots of sales figures. Nintendo did their fiscal end of year, and they reported a heap of stuff. So this is why we'll be covering this. I want to talk about Astral Chain just because I enjoyed that game. I didn't actually finish it. Maybe one day I'll finish it, but it started to lose me. But it was a Platinum game that I would like to talk about. And I always am happy when Platinum does so well. 1 million copies is quite good for a game like that. I feel like people want to play their games now. People want to purchase and play their games. Fantastic. I was actually thinking of doing a Revengeance run, because I haven't played that game in a long time and I really miss it. It's probably my favorite Platinum game, and I think it would be really fun to play that on stream. again, more fiscal year stuff. Nintendo praises the momentum. They're having 55 million units. I think it's now reaching the... does this article cover it? Here we go. So yeah, they're at 55 million units. In the lifetime of the Wii, it sold 101 units. So within the short span the Switch has been out, it is almost already sold as half of... it's already sold half of the amount of Wiis that were ever sold. Ever. So there is a high chance, especially with new software coming out, the Switch will be the best-selling console that Nintendo's ever put out, and that's exciting. Next one is moving on from fiscal. There's lots of Nintendo figures out. If you want to go look them up, go check them out. There's heaps of numbers out there right now. Indivisible has put some DLC out, Resmi's challenges, so some of them seem to be combat, some of them are platforming. Looks cool. If you were into the Indivisible when it came out, go check that out. Now, I think... yeah, we're up to the Xbox reveals. So, if you didn't watch yesterday's Let's Watch that I put up, for the Xbox gameplay reveals, gameplay in quotation marks, I'll just cover a couple of the games quickly. A lot of them were from companies that I wasn't 100% who they were at the time. So, like, I mean, this one's Deep Silver, so this one's... people should know Deep Silver, I would imagine. This one's called Chorus, and it looked like a very, very heavy space shooter with some story modes and stuff. It had a lot of, like, you actually have a spaceship that you fly around in third person, and then you also seem to have, like, almost like space shooter, like third person on the ground shooting segments and walking segments and stuff like that. It looks like it has an RPG component, maybe. RPG shooter component. So that was interesting. Call of the Sea. So there were a lot of psychological horror that looked like horror is in right now. Cyberpunk and psychological horror is what's selling right now. So, oh no, sorry. This is the other game. This is Call of the Sea. This is the one with the looks like a explorative island with a heap of puzzles. I got the wrong game. Who was this made by? This is publishers and Out of the Blue. Who is Out of the Blue Games? I don't know who this is. Apparently they're not... they must be a new studio. I don't know who this is. Maybe they've come together from a different team or something. I would imagine Microsoft has also put together some teams, but it says the publisher is Raw Fury, so yeah, I'm not sure who that is. This one wasn't really revealed very well. There wasn't, like, I don't know what to think of that one. This one is called Medium, another psychological horror. This one was hard to tell what was actually the game. It was just a lot of set pieces, a lot of visuals. It looked very nice. But this one's got the Silent Hill composer, so I would imagine it will sound very good, but I don't know really what it will be like. I think it just might be a sort of a walkie simmy sort of game. Bloober Team. Who's the Bloober Team? What have you guys done? Oh, it's the Layers of Fear guys. Okay, I had a weird feeling it was the Layers of Fear. So people didn't really like their last few games. Blair Witch, Layers of Fear. People love Observer. People love Layers of Fear 1. So I think they found their niche, and it looks like they got a bit of money. The game looked good. let's just hope that it can keep up the quality of their older titles. The Assassin's Creed Valhalla had first gameplay look. No gameplay in it. It was just all like pre-rendered, not pre-rendered. It was all just visual set piece stuff. There was like no, you didn't really see how you fought or anything really. There was a few action scenes, but it didn't look like it was the actual player. So yep, new Assassin's Creed. To be expected. Vikings are cool, but I probably won't play this. This was a weird one. Second Extinction. It is from Systematic Reaction, which is... I don't know who these people are. Oh. Avalanche Studios. What? Okay, well, I was not expecting that. It's Avalanche Studios. Right. So yeah, this is like the Just Cause team, Mad Max. Like, so they're a very shooter-heavy team, so that they'll know what they're doing, and they also know how to do this. It probably explains why it had like massive terrain stuff, because I couldn't quite figure that out, because they had really big like environments, and I was like, this is a weird thing to have for like a shooter like that. Huh. All right. Well, that's interesting. I want to try and find it. Free to play dinosaur game on Steam. I want to see if I can find the game I'm looking for. I'm just going to end up finding survival arc stuff. I can't seem to find it, but there was a game that was on... There was a game that was on Steam that I remember, and it was like a free-to-play one, I believe. And it was like... Basically, it was kind of similar to this. Like, you had waves of dinosaurs that came and attacked you, and you just had to kill the dinosaurs, get money, upgrade. It was basically a base defense game. But yeah, this one looked alright. It was just weird. Dirt 5, just another racer. Dirt, well known now. This one was probably the most visual stunning out of all the games they showed off. Car games usually look extremely good already, but this game in particular was probably best looking at show. The only other one was probably Assassin's Creed with some of its water stuff. Like, I think all that was in engine, but yeah, generally that's to be expected with a car game. This one looked weird. This one felt like it was a bit over top in terms of its visuals. At times it looked really good, and at times it looked very this generation with extreme polish. It is made by... I don't know who that is. Another studio, I don't know who this is. Bright Memory. Oh, it's the Chinese developer, right. I don't know what they've worked on prior to this. Okay. Seems to be... is this a one-person team? Curious. A personal studio. Yeah, so this might be like a very small team that's made that. No idea. That was a weird game, watching that. That just looked like it didn't know what it wanted to be. Like, it kept going from thing to thing to thing. But kind of reminded me of that... I forgot the name of the game. There's a samurai sort of shooter game that's with a very sort of... It's a Western game, but it's very sort of punk feel to it. But yeah, this is a curious game. Though that said, the biggest surprise of the show was this. Scarlet Nexus. This came out of nowhere. It felt like a funny one to be promoting the release of the Xbox for. but it's probably a good thing because Xbox has always suffered in terms of having Japanese or anime-esque IPs. I think that this was a very good idea that they managed to get a hold of this. I am happy that they've got a hold of this. I think the style of it was cool. The team that's making it, it turns out, I thought it was the God Eater team. I don't think it's the God Eater team. It seems to be the Tales of team, which took me a bit by surprise. So if you don't know, the latest Tales game actually was an action game, and it wasn't like a crazy hardcore action game, but it was an action RPG, and that sort of suggests to me that the Tales team would like to work on different things now. They've been doing Tales for so long. I don't know how experimental this game will be for them, but it very much, because it's Bandai Namco, they have teams that Bandai can interconnect because they work with them. So the God Eater team and all that could end up working apart on this, because a friend of mine pointed out, people on the internet were talking about this looks like Code Vein Astral Chain, so they're dubbing it Astral Vein, and I kind of get that. It very much has that current anime feel to it for video games. I don't know how it's going to play until I get my hands on it, I think, but it looks okay. As long as it's not very bland in terms of combat and the monster design is actually quite fun to fight against. It seems to be very flower themed. You're a telekinetic fighter, so it's like a lot of ghost swords, a lot of ghost grapples and things like that. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, go check out this trailer. I think this was by far the most surprising game on show. And I have high expectations as a JRPG and J-action fan, so... Alright, this one was weird as well. It was the latest, or it was the actual Like a Dragon full cinematic trailer. And it looks like it's coming to Xbox, which is nice to see. It means Yakuza is everywhere. Like I said, this is Yakuza's new game that's an RPG. It's not a full action game. It's got, I don't know if it's turn-based, but I think it might be real-time turn-based. And yeah, it's got the new protagonist, the guy with the afro, and it's looks pretty out there in terms of craziness. If you've played a Yakuza game, you know what to expect in terms of craziness, and then turn that up. Like this one just looks bizarre. But go watch the trailer. I think it's a good thing to check out if you like fantasy meets reality. This one was, I didn't realize that they were actually going to do the full reveal here. It was Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. So this is a game that has got a very big cult following, the first one. The second one people have been waiting for a long time, for a long time. And this trailer looked pretty good. I think it was impressive looking. I'm excited to see what people will think of it when people start getting hands on it. Again, interesting trailer to have gotten their hands on, but that's fine. I think it's appropriate for the Xbox to put this one up there. Sci-fi action game The Ascent. So this was a cyberpunk isometric shooter. I will say there's not really much I can say about this one because it's not really my style of game. Very grungy, very steampunk, not steampunk, cyberpunk, and it had in particular certain things like the cutscenes for character interactions and when you're not actually playing the game, when it's showing off like the town and all that, were very high quality. I was quite surprised to see how level of detail. and especially for a game that will zoom out and use those, not necessarily those assets. So very impressed with that stuff. This is Neon Giant. They are the team that... Oh. See what else they've made. It's going to take me to Super Giant. Let's have a look, see what they've made. And you guys do anything else? Ooh, they might be a new team. They got a lot of job roles opening. Maybe this is a this new team is yeah. I don't know who they came about. It doesn't really say about the team. Yeah, interested to see how that turns out. I assume these must be some veterans because that looked like a heap of polish on it. Generally, veterans and people in the know will work on console releases that look that good and get first dollar bill on shows like that. This one was bizarre looking. This one was, if you like real grungy, disgusting, alien-esque horror, this is probably for you. So Scorn, this one's a squeamish looking game to me. It is made by the people Ebb Software. I feel like I recognize that name. I don't know who this is. This new? Are they a new team? Yeah, HR Geiger. I thought so. Bakinski. Yeah, it looks like this is a newer team as well. Looks like well, they got quite a few European ones this time around, there was a nice blend. Like, that was the thing I will say is they did pretty good in terms of like globally sort of who was involved and stuff, and I like that. I'm pretty happy with that being a thing. So yeah, if you like horror, check that game out, I guess. And Madden. There's really not much to say there. It was Madden. That trailer, I laughed at it just because of the fact that they did the whole, this is time progressed, look at where we've got to. But then the last one where it was they actually got to the current gen, this is what the game would look like, it didn't really blow me away. Like, it was pretty weak comparison to some of the other games, but sports games usually have that problem. Like, they never are like blow your mind away in terms of how they look and stuff. It's just going to be another Madden game. I don't know how that series is. Not a Madden fan, but yeah. And then this is something I glossed over and I didn't quite take it in fully. Microsoft announces 140 studios working on the new Xbox. And I saw this image, I'm like, oh, is this just all the people that previously worked on? I mean, there's a weird one in the middle, Humble Bundle, but that's a publisher. So there's some publishers in there, obviously, as well. But if you look at this, some really well-known ones. I mean, Gigant Studios is actually a local studio. I know people that work there. And so we have a whole heap of different ones here. Some obvious ones. I mean, 2K, 505, Activision. I don't know if there's many here that we're going to be like, Blizzard, that we're going to be like, oh wow, wasn't expecting that. But usually if you see these and you know IPs from particular studios, you will be able to recognize, oh, that means that we're probably getting a next gen of this game. Like, I mean, FromSoft's on there. We know FromSoft is working on stuff, so hopefully we get a trailer soon. But yeah, like, if you see for studios amongst this list that you are excited about, you probably will see a trailer sometime soon, I would hope. There's a whole heap of ones that I don't even recognize here. So it's like, I would imagine they're either publishers or they're ones that are just been founded to work on the new new IPs for the Xbox, basically. Alright. Fortnite surpasses 350 million registered players. Fortnite is the biggest game. It continues to be the biggest game. It made a stupid amount of money over the last few events. And yeah, I feel like that train ain't stopping for a little while. People love Fortnite still. And yeah, that's the world we live in right now. So expect to hear Fortnite news. Alright, now for something I actually am excited about. Nier Reincarnation. We have new screenshots, and they are gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. I love them so much. I don't know where that could be. We didn't really have a snowy ice area. Weird silhouette fish. Yeah, this is all concept art, and oh, there is in-game actually. I forgot about these. I just can't wait. Like, even if this is just some corridor walking sim with just some story, it looks like there's little men there. There's something there. But yeah, there's this is the footage for that. I don't know if I grabbed it. I don't have the other article. There is also Nier remake artwork also. Really high res ones. Maybe I should try and find them. But Nier rebuild remake. New screenshots. Again. There we go, Silicon Era. Always got my back. Silicon Era's always got my back. Alright, here we go. So yeah. Look at these areas should look familiar. If you played Nier, you should be like, oh, okay, cool. People keep pointing out that it seems to be old brother Nier being put in these, so that's cool. It looks like, especially with, say, looking at this screenshot with the ancient tribe, I think that we might be getting new areas. This one's crazy. This is a very end of game thing that is right here. People have no idea what the hell this is if you haven't played. Like, this is a very specific area with a specific scene tied to it. So, yeah. I can't wait. I love this game so much. So excited. Both those games, I can't wait. Alright. Reggie's still on his journey of finding himself, I think. Reggie has moved on a couple of times now. He went from Nintendo, like he did stuff before Nintendo. He did like various different companies. Now he moved on. He was a teacher for a bit, or a lecturer, and then he moved on to, where did he move on to? He moved on to, does this article cover? Yeah, here we go. He became a university leader, and then he was GameStop's board of directors for a little bit, and then, I mean, GameStop just really just in super duper in trouble, and I feel like he didn't want to go down with that sinking ship. And now he is at Spin Masters, which is a toy company, I believe. Oh, they sell How to Train Your Dragon, Moshi, Paw Patrol. Oh, okay. So it looks like a TV toy company thing. So the journey of Reggie will continue. I feel like even though he hasn't been involved with the games for a little bit, I feel like we're going to hear about him. This one came out of like we knew this was coming. This was one of those things where we were just waiting. You count down the clock when you hear this. So Super Mario, there was a raw port of Mario 64 for the PC. No emulator, no nothing. You could just play Mario 64 on the PC. And Nintendo, their lawyers, they come in for you. And I mean, the team that worked on this knew that this was probably coming. Cease and desists and things like that happen all the time. But yeah, just one of those things. On from that, Nintendo is also saying that they still have heaps of games to announce. So we're probably going, because we missed our last direct, or there is a cancellation of a direct, I can't remember which way it is. They got stuff planned and they will be revealing it soon. I would imagine probably around the same time that Sony and Microsoft reveal more stuff. Yeah. So I haven't watched this yet. This is a game I'm excited for, Ghost of Tsushima. It's got Japanese voice acting in its latest trailer. I don't know why that's promoted. It must be the latest trailer. Because we had Japanese voice acting promoted for this game already, haven't we? I feel like we must have. Anyway, let's check it out because I haven't seen it. Oh, it's auto-generated. They didn't bake it in. A great voice actor though. He's probably my favorite Japanese voice actor. Wow, this evokes some Japanese movies really hard there, that little scene. And Zoro's voice actor is the main character. We got Zoro and Bato. Or Blackbeard. Zoro and Blackbeard, that's even weirder to have them there. I'm just so excited for this game. I don't care how just movie it is, I just want to play this game. Like, very rare when it's like you've got like movie stuff where you're like, I don't know, I just don't want to just play through a movie, but I feel like the lip syncing is to the, because this is a Western made game. The lip syncing is actually to English. That's bizarre. It's very weird to see a Japanese man with lip syncing to English. At least they didn't like model them off Westerners and then, but. I don't recognize her. Oh, that's cool. I like that shot a lot. They must have had English people or Westerners doing the mocap because that lip sync is too baked to English. Damn, this looks good. I'm so excited for this game. This is when there was like about 3 Japanese games, samurai games announced in a row. Sekiro, Nioh, and Ghost of Tsushima. I was so happy. But yeah. So also Sucker Punch does good work, so I have high expectations. But yeah, alright. That will be all the news for today. So, I think we will switch over to Final Fantasy VII. So, thanks everyone for watching. I will BRB quickly, and we will get into our 7 Midgar run. Actually, I will have to I want to go adjust something additional, so it might be a little bit longer, but I'll be back soon.